There we are. We are, yes, we're good. Hopefully the audio is coming through okay. I think this is the first time we're actually on time. Excellent. So we'll start straight away. We've got 8 viewers in at the moment. I have made a couple of notes. Let's try and bring that across without losing the... I have a dodgy USB connection. It's very loose, so apologies if the camera drops out. So where's my notes on what I've got to do? So don't forget, this is important now. Next week we have our guest, Mr. Gil Mondragon from Red Dragon Model Works, Styrene Syndicate. He will be on the show next week and we'll be giving a demonstration or talk of some description, and really looking forward to that. I'm guessing it's going to be figure related because that's his particular area of expertise, I guess. And he does some phenomenal work. And so if you spread the word, next Wednesday he will be on this channel straight away at the beginning, and really looking forward to that. So that's going to be my first big thing really for this channel, having a guest on. I've never done it before, so we will see. That said, let's move on quickly. I've just I've written the notes down, but I forgot to mark the page. So yes, all right. Now we're going to look at a quick look at my weekly builds, what I've done in the past week, and then we just clear them out. So some of you may remember I was working on a Mazda RX-7, and I'm pleased to say that that finally got finished. I haven't really put any photos up of the Mazda for a couple of reasons. Firstly, I'm not entirely happy with it, but you know, that is the way of many people that are into this hobby, or into any hobby really. They're normally self-critical, and I don't think I'm being self-critical, just being practical really. It's not a very good, it's not a great build. It's not, I don't think I've done a good enough standard. I think I could have done better, but I have learnt from it, so it's not a complete loss. I'm not going to point out the faults because, you know, that's just stupid. So yeah, this is the Mazda. The other thing is, I'm not a big fan of plain cars. You know, I like them. You know, I like them when I see them in the street and that. But to build, I prefer them when they've got all the colours and logos and decals and everything on. That to me is a bigger appeal than just a standard normal paint job. You know, such as this Subaru, for example. I've just got this sat here. Lovely little build. That was 1/43rd. And just all the colours and the decals, it looks really great. Far more interesting than the Mazda, which is just plain. But you know, it's a nice car. Don't get me wrong. The build was great. There's nothing wrong with the build. So that was the Mazda. Then I finally finished my Lego build, much to everyone's enjoyment. And this is a beast of a kit. it's got a the wings are, I can't even get it all on camera, but the wings open and close. You know, the cockpit opens. Of course, this is not Lego. This is I forget the brand, but it's not Lego. And I paid £17 postage for this, believe it or not. Such an awesome bit of kit for the money. It's just fantastic, it really is, but it's not Lego. And the only difference between this and the real Lego is each stud doesn't have Lego written on, and when it came to the back, these engines are a bit of a loose fit, so I had to glue them on. Apart from that, you could not tell that that is ordinary, you know, or not ordinary Lego. So I'm going to touch on that in a minute as well with something else. So there is relevance there. And then over the last couple of days, I went and bought myself some of the Nano Lego. I paid £2.60 plus postage of £1.40, I think. And I got this little kit. It's, of course, BB-8. And I really enjoyed building this. It was an absolute pain in the bum, but I did enjoy it. So I'm going to get some more of them. As soon as I can track them down, I'm going to try and get R2-D2 and maybe a few of the others if I can. Brilliant little build. Looked great on the shelf, or even just round my desk. I've got a couple of Star Wars figures, and his head's just fallen off.
Again.
Just off camera, his head's fallen off. Right, I'll put that back on later. And then finally, what I'm building at the moment is, well, not building, and this is where my relevance comes in. So I bought this off eBay, and it's come through, and it's a recast. Now, I know there are lots of debate on recasts. I know there are many people that frown upon it. They dislike it. They feel that the original artist is being robbed, and I can honestly see I can see that point of view, and I can understand why they dislike them so. But for people on low incomes, something like this, let's see. So I've got proper resin pieces from the casters, the original casters, and they cost anything from sort of 30-40 quid upwards. Now, I've got equivalent pieces of this size that are around £70 for the resin. That's I think this one would probably be about £50-60. So that puts that firmly out of many people's reach. They just cannot buy that. But then there's a company in Russia, I can't remember their names, RU Models or something, and they do copies of many of these expensive resin casts, and at a fraction of the price. For example, this one I paid £14 for, and I paid £5 postage, and it's come through, and I just want to show you the level of detail on this. I don't want to lose the camera. So let me see if we can get because it's black, I think it's going to be a bit awkward to. That's I've primed that black. It didn't come that colour, but you can see there's a very great deal of detail in that. There we go. There's his face. And that's cost me £17. So I've had immense enjoyment, and I am enjoying painting this at the moment. I think at the moment it looks magnificent. I've got a lot of work to do on it, but I'm really pleased with how it's going. And you know, I can afford to probably get another one at another point in time. In some point in the future. So I just wanted to touch up on that because I know there's a lot of it's a hot button topic, recast. There's a lot of stuff that people have opinions on, and I just wanted to share my opinion on this. I don't you know, and that's that. I'm just going to leave that at that. People will have made their minds up already, and that's fine. I don't, I'm not bothered about that. So there we go. That's what I'm painting at the moment. He is, of course, I forgot to mention who he is. If you didn't already work it out, he is General Maximus Russell Crowe from Gladiator. This is him depicted at the beginning of the movie when they're just going into battle against Germania in Europe, and he's on his horse and he's got the wolf pelt across his shoulders, and he's just sort of trotting up and down the army, the Roman army, as they prepare for battle. And that is just I'm just so pleased with that paint job there, and I hope to show you that next week done. It's only a small piece, so it shouldn't take me too long. So that's that said. Now then, we've got Angela's going to be doing her continuing new build, which is going quite well actually. She's got some decisions to make in the coming week about painting, and but for now, I'm going to hand over to her. I know she's got a group of fans already that, quite frankly, only come on to see her. But I don't care. It brings them on. So, yeah, that sounded a bit bad, that. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, so... and I should have my tablet set up for chat.
Which is actually want to Good evening, everybody. As I said in chat, I thought I would show people. First of all, when Mark started modelling, and I was dragged to endless modelling shops while he got his paints and God knows whatever he got, I would look at the different kits out there. And we went to a model shop on the Wellingborough Road in Northampton. And while he was busy chatting with the guy, didn't have a clue what they were going on about, but just left him to it, I was looking through the models. And I came across this model. Now, I love old-fashioned vehicles, anything to do with that era. So 40s, 50s, 60s, I love that era. Now, I came across this, and I absolutely loved the box. So I talked Mark into buying it for me. But not for me, per se, because he had to build it. Because you've got to remember, this is the first time I'd even been remotely into modelling. He did it for me. And this is it. As you can see, it's a bus. It's a London bus. And I love it. And watching it build it from scratch So, as all modelers know, they come in grey plastic pieces in boxes, which are utterly boring. And I thought, how in the right mind is he going to get it from plastic, grey, yucky pieces to what you see now? And I watched him do it, and he did it. And I love it. It's my pride and joy. Out of all the models he has done, including Star Trek, this is my favourite. And this is what made me sort of think, maybe I could do something. And I kept looking at things thinking, yeah, I'd like to give it a go, And then we went to Telford. I decided, what the hell, I'll give it a go. So I did. And lo and behold, this caught my eye. Now, as you well know, I've decided to do it my way, not the professional modelling way. And if anybody doesn't like it, it's tough, because it's my model. If I'm boring, don't watch it. If I'm entertaining, watch me and tell me. If I'm irritating, watch me and tell me.
Did you just swear?
No, I said irritating.
No, a few minutes ago. I think you did.
If I let one slip, I will apologise. But that is the first time in how many weeks? Okay. So, yes, there you go. Trust him to pick that one up.
I didn't.
Who did? Paul?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Paul. All the weeks. And you have to pick the 1 week.
I did. They were saying I swore. I never swore.
Yeah. Who knows? Right. Now, I've got to remember where I got to because somebody's been looking at my instructions.
Oh, he's on about it in the chat, I think.
I did that. Yeah, you probably did them.
Yeah, because Ivan and Simon were taking me.
You don't like what you see? Tear me off. You do like what you see? Stay.
No, I thought you were going to say something else then.
Nope. That's polite me. Don't like it? Go away.
No, they were on about me, not you.
You don't like me. Go away. Now, there has been some discussion about whether I skip the next bits and spray it.
Well,
I have to decide because
right.
It's my model.
But what I'm saying is, normally at this point, it would be best to go ahead and do the rear tails and vertical control services and that.
So you're on about this bit.
Yeah, miss out the landing gear.
So miss this bit out, which I was dreading.
And do that. And then you can paint the whole thing in one go without damaging them. Because once they're on, you can no longer just spray the whole thing.
Why?
Because there'll be little nooks and crannies and everything that will be awkward to... Yeah, and that's just my opinion.
I'm sorry, but I've got to disconnect this fan because it's driving me insane.
Well, just turn it off. Don't pull that out. You've just pulled the camera out.
Oh.
Right. That one's the fan.
Sorry for the interruption, but I don't like the fan. I don't like cold. Well, I don't know what to do. See, I'd planned me being first-time modeler, do it my way, end of story. But I've got to admit, when it came to doing them landing gears, as he calls them, personally, I just wanted to skip the whole lot and not do them. Because that's a nightmare. But clearly, they've got to be done.
I would skip them for now and go to that bit and do all your main bodies, get them on.
But then my problem would be yeah, I'm going to do that, and I'm going to spray it, and then the decals are going to go on, and then I've heard you when you've been putting bits on and the decals have moved and you've lost your temper.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
Yes, but this is me doing it for the first time. That's what I'm saying. In the very beginning, you were like that. You kept losing your temper.
Yeah, because I didn't have anyone with me to show me what to do.
So you think, from my point of view, being me, stubborn,
you would be better off doing them first.
Okay, right. Well, let's finish with these ones for today. As you can see.
I mean, let's ask in chat who thinks Angela should do the...
My way or his way?
The landing gear now. And then the other wing bits and that, as it is in the instructions, or would you miss the landing gear out, do the instructions, finish the instructions, go back, paint it, and then do the landing gear last? So then, while you discuss that, I'm going to do this next bit, because the next bit I can actually do next. Because that is not... So Bobbington's saying do the landing gear first. That's his opinion. Nobody else got an opinion on this. I can't believe that. While I find these first bits, I would like to say good evening to Sam, because I know he watches me, and good evening to Paul. Don't want to feel left out. I don't actually see Sam in here. He's never in chat, but I know he watches. And I would also hopefully like to say good evening to my niece, Rachel. Now, if she's not watching tonight, I know she will watch it in the week, because at the moment... Richard's in, but at the moment, Rachel is very poorly. So, this is Get Well Soon, Rachel, and I'll see you back next week if you're not in. Right. As you can hear in the background, my dog is sulking, because he's not getting attention and he's in a different room now. He can't access me from that room. Matthias says to do it my way. Right, that's 1-1. Next person that comes out and tells me different, I will choose. Unless I choose it myself. You got me everything out, but there is no things for cutting the sprues off. Ah. Yeah. See, I've been asking him all day, has he got everything ready for me? Yes, everything's ready. The one vital bit I need, no. Well done, you. Right. That's going to go, yeah, that way. So we want... Paul says to do it my way. Okay, Paul, your way. I'll do it your way. I mean, I have got to admit, I was dreading doing the landing gear, because the landing gear looks so fidgety and there is so much to do. It's been frightening me since I looked at the build. Oh, Daniel, go to sleep. Now, I can see. Now, are they seeing the... No, they don't see. They sit on the outside. That's awesome. Oh, I hate this stuff. This is the only downside to modelling. It stinks. And I can't open the bottle. You did it. I did it. Watch it. That's you're probably better off with that green topped bottle. What are you gluing on? Which is the extra drying one, because I don't want that one. I don't want the white one. I want the green one. I don't like the white one. It takes too long to set. This one stinks even worse though, but Daniel.
Go to sleep.
Shush.
Oh, God. Just kill me now. I hope when this is finished, people are actually going to like what I've done, because I haven't actually got another kit to do yet.
Right, Lynn says do it your way. I've got to say that Paul actually just said go both ways, so I made a decision for him. Executive decision. So...
There is no executive decision. That's bad. Bad sportsmanship, that is. See, typical man, wants to get his own way. Well, I don't know, because like I said, them bits really do freak me out. They're so tiny and so fidgety, and I don't know.
It's going to make no difference when you do them. They're still going to be tiny.
I know they are, but
they're not as
my original plan for doing the build was to build it, completely build it, and then decide whether I actually wanted to spray it or I wanted to do what Mark calls a vanilla build, where you don't spray it and it's just completely the colour it comes out the box. To be honest with you, spraying frightens the life out of me. But then again, saying that, I didn't think I'd ever be able to do something like this, and look how far I've come. So,
right, Daniel, I'm going to have to go in the other room with him because he's just...
Apologies if the dog's driving you nuts, but he's really...
I can see that the microphone's picking him up.
He's missing his mummy, and he can't access her. And it's driving him nuts. Right.
Actually, I could just let him out here.
I honestly, guys, I'm not sure as to what to do. I mean, coming from, you lot are professionally modelled. Not professionally modelled, I don't know. Excuse me. For somebody that's never modelled before and has decided, you know, does she go all out and just do what she wants? Or does she do it professionally? See, to me, when you get a model, when you get something with a set of instructions, you follow the instructions. And nowhere in the instructions does it say, pause something, paint it, rebuild it. It says, build it, and then at the end, the very last instructions is painting.
No. If you look at the instructions carefully, what you'll see
I have been. Little symbols.
Yeah, they're telling you the paint colours. So they're actually saying paint it as you go along.
No, them symbols are glue. Because I checked that.
But there'll be numbers on there. Somewhere on that drawing, there will be numbers telling you what colour each part is as you go along. Especially when it comes to the small pieces. That at the back is a general for the outside.
Now I will say that guide for the back, they don't have the landing gears on with the painting.
No.
So
because your landing gear colours will be on the instructions.
So I have to paint the landing gears as well?
Yeah.
Seriously? Have you seen the size of them?
Yeah, but there's you can line them up on a piece of card with some double back tape, or you can paint them on the sprue.
Or you just don't paint them. Nobody's going to see them. They're underneath. The landing gears. Who's going to see them?
Well, everyone that's on the ground. Or are you on about on the model? Well, the thing is,
I'm on about the real world. Look, for my very first model, I'm just impressed that I've built the thing. I don't want to be...
Everybody, you're going to show that model to everyone when it's finished, because you're going to be proud of it.
Yes, but I'm going to tell... I'm not going to be like you. I'm going to tell everybody, this is my very, very first build. Never built anything like this in my life, ever. So for me, to even remotely do something like this, I am like ecstatic that I've got this far.
Well,
so
RG Pilot, RG Pilot says,
ooh, I like that name.
Mrs Sprue, the best part of this hobby is the individual freedoms and creative decisions you encounter with each project. There is no wrong answer. Do as you see fit and revel in the choice. And the camera's gone down.
Yes, the camera's gone down.
Will you
oh,
pull the lead out, plug it back in? You see the red block on the video?
Are we back? We are back.
Daniel, shush.
He wants to get on your knee.
You sure it's back?
Yes, it's back. I can see my hands. Hopefully people can see
There
me.
we go. Just got a bit of lag.
Yeah, a lot of lag. Well, see, that's my thing. That's why I started it, because I thought there's people out there that watch people on YouTube thinking, you know, I'd never be able to do it. I'd never be able to get to that standard. And I sat here thinking, you know what? My passion is cross-stitching. And I watched people cross-stitch for years. And I thought, I'm never going to be able to do that. I'm never going to get to their standards.
Sam says, hello, honey.
Hi, Sam. Love you.
Getting a bit concerned about this.
Sam knows I love him. So, getting back to that, I do, you know, I have my own passion. But I kept thinking, maybe there's people out there that like me, people's partners, wives, girlfriends, boyfriends, brothers, sisters, children, daughters, sons, that have thought, you know, I'm never going to be able to get to that standard. It doesn't matter what standard you get to your standard, what you're happy with. And that's the dilemma I'm at the minute. Do I continue doing it how I want to do it? Or do I listen to somebody that's done a lot of models? I'm at a dilemma. I don't know which way to go. I don't know whether to stay with what I'm doing, do what I want, and keep going. If it goes wrong, it goes wrong. It's a one-off. I wanted to see if I could do it. And I've got to admit, I've got a lot further than I thought I would. I thought I'd get bored. I thought I'd get frustrated. I thought I'd get angry. But, you know, look at where I've come. I've got a sort of a plane. The bits have been put together by me. I've had a little bit of help from Mark when it comes to asking questions, but I have done it myself. So I'm quite impressed with myself. It's just when you get to the next bit, which you're absolutely terrified about doing, because if you look at that, for anybody that starts modeling straight away, them instructions just terrify the life out of you. There are so many arrows and so many numbers that you just think, oh God, what have I let myself in for? But there you go. That's the beauty of modelling. Everybody's got to start somewhere. If you don't, you're never going to give it a go, and you're always going to sit there thinking, what if? What maybe? Maybe I could have done it. Maybe I should have done it. So I thought, you know what? After going to Telford and seeing the different models and seeing the different ages and the different people that were there, really surprised me. Because I thought it'd be, excuse the phrase, grumpy old men without their wives having a lads' weekend. And I was really, really surprised to see the different ages, different generations, different types, people, even children, that were just amazed by what they saw. And that's what made me decide, you know what, maybe I should give it a go. Maybe I can do it. I'd originally bought this just to do myself off screen. But then I thought, you know what, Mark's show is all about model beginners. And I thought, what's the best way to show somebody than getting a model beginner? Hopefully, you've liked what you saw. I really am unsure as to what to do. It just frightens the life out of me. There's lots of symbols. There's lots of... See, for somebody like me that hasn't got very good eyesight and needs reading glasses to read things, some of the symbols just... they don't make any sense and they terrify you. And it is for people out there like me that think, you know, I'm never going to be able to see that. Well, you can eventually, if you get the right equipment. It don't make any difference. You still can't understand them, but you can see them. And then you build up your confidence from there. Now, I hope you've enjoyed tonight. As of tonight goes, I am actually going to leave it at that because I really am I'm at a crossroads. I'll tell you what, before I decide that, let's just have a look at the landing gear. That's a start. If I like it, I might do it. If I don't, then I'm going to run away. But see, even that... Fucking hell. I might need Mark's help on this because there is so many symbols and so many numbers that I haven't got a clue even where to start. Would you like to come round here and bring my dog with you? Or you shoot him? Please. Just this next bit. As I said, I'm just...
He's going to bark in a minute.
He's not, because he's going to sit on my knee, which is what he wants. Right. I think that's that one, which is there.
And let's go out. That's what he wants.
Yeah, see? I always tell you when the dog wants something, he tells you. See, that's E as well. And that one's A, which I think... Oh, crumbs. Oh, crumbs, oh, crumbs, oh, crumbs. F. See, we've got A's, we've got E's, we've got F's, we've got G's. F, there isn't an F. Unless that's F. There's not to say what that is.
Dr. Sprue says, don't worry about the symbols, just look at the pictures and do it your way.
Okay. Let's give that a go. Let's try that. You never know. Might work. Right. Let's go opposite. Right. So it's saying this major bit, which is what I'm looking for, I think actually, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
What are you doing?
Right, that's the tyre. Right, I need you all. Oh, hang on, hang on, hang on, hang on. Am I right?
There'll be another sprue. What's it? So what sprue does it say? What sprue's that?
See, that's the thing. Look at this bit here that I'm trying to find, right? Look at all them symbols.
Yeah.
How do you figure out what that bit there is? Now, I'm going to say it's that.
Yeah, I guess so. Let's have a look at the number.
But is there only one of that?
Z32.
E?
These numbers.
See, that's not that. That's A.
Yeah, because they'll be left and right. Unless that's the front wheel.
There isn't an E32 that looks like that. Which is why I'm saying.
Where's Sprue E?
The only one that looks like that is... It's not even that. Is that?
There's E32. It's that wheel.
Yes, but what's that?
Right. So E32.
I know
that
it.
wheel.
Yeah, I understand the wheel, but you can't use...
G1.
Right, let's try.
Or it could be A14.
There isn't a G.
Try A14.
Ah. Yes, A14 would be right.
See, A14. It's all there. You've just got to decipher it.
Yeah, that's the thing, deciphering things. Oh dear.
Oh, what have you done now?
That's what I mean by people's eyesight, because there's so many arrows and so many numbers pointing left, right, and centre that you just think, well, you know. Oh my God. B23, can you stop with the dog and come over here a second, because I need your help. He's not going to stop till I finish. Oh. Right, I'm going to have a look at this and then I'm going to stop, because the dog's driving you insane, and this is, I need to sit and really go away and think about this bit, because it's really complicated. Right, we figured out that this is the bit I need, yeah?
Yeah.
Right, look here at this bit. See it?
That cross.
Yeah, it says it's B23. B.
Right.
23 is this bit here.
Yeah.
Why does it have that? That means cut it out symbol. See it?
Cut it out. Some of that.
That's the cut out symbol. That's the knife symbol.
Yeah.
I've learned that. See, I'm learning things.
Yeah, it's saying there's two nubs on there.
Them little things there.
Yeah, if you look at the knife, there's two lines that go down
Right,
onto
so that's them.
two little tiny nubs. It's saying cut them off.
Cut them off?
Yeah. Well, I would probably...
Why would they be on?
Well, I don't know, for a different build, a different type, different model type of that plane.
Okay.
That's 23, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the right one.
Let me just... Yeah, them two on the top, them two little... I wouldn't cut them. I would use
a nail file to
sander,
yeah,
and
to
just
sand them down.
Sand them off, but don't sand the detail off in front of it. So the sanders are all... I can't get to them at the moment.
I'm at a crossroad. I honestly thought, oh, what? Right, for tonight I'm going to stop because the camera's playing up dreadfully and I've got to think on this next section. because it's really, I'm at a crossroads as to whether I do that bit or I pass that bit.
Well, you've still got to do it.
I know I've got to do it at some point, but I've got to think, am I capable of doing it?
Of course you are.
I don't know. I think what puts me off is there's so many arrows and so many pointers and saying, put this to this and put this to this. It's just,
well,
that's the bit that's been terrifying me through the whole build.
We need to...
If I can get through that, then...
Yeah, we need to move along because...
So I'm going to pass you back over to Mark.
Yes.
Sorry if that was a nightmare tonight.
No. Just the camera's a pain. Danny's done some in the kitchen. Right, so we're back to the Star Wars build. Gonna have to try and do something about that camera. I don't know what. It's literally just a loose. I've tried putting a positioning a block under it, and I'm going to check to see what the warranty is. I don't know. Maybe have a look at that. But for now, let's get back to, yes, the Star Wars X-wing. Just find it. There we go. What's wrong with the wheels on this trolley? My UMP Sanders. Let's pop them. Just got no room at the moment. Got boxes everywhere. Boxes absolutely everywhere. Let's get back to we'd started on the wings. Done that bit. And we'd opened the wings up. I believe we popped them on. And then it was, we had to do 4 of them, which I built and put in one of these trays, as I recall. Yep, there they are. They're in that tray. So, done them. D23. D24. How far did we get with all this? Oh yeah. I've got a feeling that that's gone in the wrong way. I've put them in the wrong way. Right. So let's correct this. So I'm looking at step 4.3. and 4.4, and somehow I've slotted them in the wrong way. I obviously had the model held in this position and read that as going down. No, right, so let's put that in there the way it's supposed to go, except that's supposed to go outwards on that side. Ban Dai kits are great. So easy to clip together. This section goes apart there. We come round. Same on this side. And I think we had 23 and 24. We must have two more. Two more that go in from underneath there. So I am looking for D. Oh, look at that. And 23 and 24. So my guess is there are two sprues labeled D. And that looks like the other one. So we'll just snip them off. Have you took them instructions with you, Angela?
No. No.
Just think of it this way. The cross stitch you do is on a very, very small scale. Very small. And in comparison, these are quite big parts.
Yeah, it's not that. It's just...
It's not life and death situation. It's you do the best you can.
I'm the same when it comes to cross stitch. If I come to a bit that really frustrates me, and I just think, you know, it's really driving me insane, I stop. I put it away. Because for the reason being, I know if I continue to do it, I'm going to get it wrong. I'm going to bugger it up. And I'm going to be really frustrated with myself because I didn't stop and sit back and think, look at it, concentrate, decide what you need to do next, and then continue. Normally, I just go hell for leather and just think, keep going.
You're not going to have any trouble with that at all. If you do, you do. There's not... nobody's expecting you to build a first-class kit.
If they ever did that, they would have tuned out weeks ago.
But I think people are quite impressed with what you've built, because it's a damn sight better than what I built when I first started. I mean, the stuff I built when I first started, I think I threw away in the end. It's that bad.
It's not to anybody. Yeah, but you haven't started. You know, it's not to anybody's standards where, you know, everybody does bit by bit and sprays bit by bit, primes bit by bit, sprays bit by bit. I'm not into that. Finish the model and then spray what you've got. The hobby that I do, I don't have that problem because it finishes as it goes. So when you finish at the end of it, I've got my finished product. But at the moment, I think the problem is I'm focusing on the end more than what I'm doing now.
It will take on if you do it the way I said, it will take next week. It will week after next. It will take on a completely different appearance, and it will look fantastic. Because once you start getting paint on, anyone will tell you that that's when it starts to look like a real plane. Well, that's my opinion. But I hate having sausage fingers. There we go.
I will persevere with it, and I will keep doing it. And hopefully, at the end of it, we have something that
So,
I won't want to hide in the cupboard.
Dr. Sprue says he thinks it looks really nice what you've done so far. Steve says sleep on it and go back to it the next day. Fresh. Matthias says have a pizza.
No, I'm not hungry, Matthias, thanks.
And yeah, Dr. Sprue says no problem. We call that a mojo thing. It will be fine tomorrow. He's right. You know, it sounds like a depleted mojo.
No, I think it is just the fact that I've just worrying about something I tell you not to do all the time. I bang on and on about it. Don't worry about the future, worry about what you've got in front of you. And look what you've done to me. Your fault, I'll blame you.
No, taking Steve's advice. He said that earlier on. Right, so we got them little fiddly bits in there. And there, so now...
Thank you, Matthias. He said it didn't end up in the wall.
4.4. We got all that done. And we got that on. I think. Yeah, that's on. All that's on. And then that clips in there. Right, so now it's saying to add number 5, number 6, which is one of those stickers which I put away here. All these paints in here at the moment, this selection of paints, they're all for, with the exception of pink, they're all for that Russell Crowe bust that I'm doing. You know, I'm mixing various colours together. No, I don't think I'm using the pink, and I'm using the orange because I use that to for the leather to mix with other colours. Although the pink might well get used, actually. I'm just thinking it might have been for to put towards the face. Anyway, I'm digressing. Where do I get to? So, number 5. Number 6. So that's number 6. And that's got to be wrapped around number 5. Are these numbered? They're not numbered. So how do I know? Number 6, number 5. I'm guessing it must be this one. It's got to be this one. Slightly over the LED. I think that's right. It doesn't actually look as neat as it does on here, but we'll go with it for now. So we're now saying D1, 3, 4, 6. D1, 3, 4, 6. That's a 4. There we go, got D1. And we've got C2, D11, which is there. D11, D6. So I guess while I'm doing this, I'll give a shout out to a few people. There's some. I mean, I say I'll give them a shout out. There's nothing that I can say that's really going to improve their channel or their numbers, because they've got far bigger subscriber counts than I have. But I just think it's something nice to do, to show support for other channels, and you never know, they may gain a subscriber or two from it. So even though Si took the mick a little bit in chat earlier, you know, he's a good bloke, and he's got an awesome channel. He's really put a lot of effort into it, and it is a fantastic channel. And so Si's at Scale Model Jedi, and yeah, you should go and really have a look at that. He's up and coming, I think it would be classed as, and you know, maybe a future Bobby Waldron. So yeah, you got Si. Got to give a shout out to International Scale Modeling and the Ultimate Modeling products as well, of which without I would not be doing this at all, because I've gained a massive amount of support through both UMP, ISM, and Paul himself. And so have all the guys. They've been a massive support for my channel. A few of them are in tonight, and I'd like to thank them all for dropping in and showing their support. You got Sam, who's a really, really great guy. He doesn't have a channel, but I can't not give a shout out to Sam.
Sam comes to see me, not you.
Yeah, he tells you that.
I know he does.
I'm trying to think off the top of my head all these, because nearly everyone's got channels. And I think many people should go and have a look at them.
Even for the people that haven't got channels.
Yeah.
They come and watch you, which is, if without them, you wouldn't have a channel.
Yeah. Another northern modeler, which is Ivan. He's got a channel. He hasn't been as active of late, but I know he's very busy off channel sort of. He's got some he's doing some magazine work, so wish him all the best for that. But pop along. He's still got he's got a lot of videos on there and a lot of useful reviews and tutorials, so that's worth having a look at. And then there's John. Can't forget John, although I have.
Who can forget John?
I have forgotten John. I don't know what his channel's called. Yeah, John. John is somebody in chat put what John's channel is. Somebody must know. Where are we? C10. I got hold of the wrong sprue. No, D6.
Concentrate on what we're doing.
Yeah. D5. D6. That doesn't.
Sharpie's models.
That's it. Yeah, Sharpie's models.
It is.
D6. That doesn't look right.
We forgot Sharpie. No. Oh, John.
No, I didn't forget him. I forgot the name of his channel. John does a lot of beginners reviews and that, learning stuff. So if ever you want to know any tips and tricks and things like that, it's always worth popping along to John's channel and having a look through his playlist. Who else we got?
Well, we've got Dr. Sprue in. He's always in.
Yeah.
Is in.
Yeah, Mateus, I don't know their channel names. If they want to put their channel names up, then feel free.
Steve's in. Bobington Watt is in. Matt 58's in.
Right. I think that's the 3 I need.
I can't pronounce that one.
LED.
That's a new one. RJ.
Yeah.
Pilot.
Yeah, that's new chap.
Nice picture. Lynn's in. Lynn's been and gone. Norm's in. Dr. Sprue says he loves this channel. John's, Ivan's, Simon's, so many good modelers. Steve wants to know who's John.
John Sharp. He's on the live crew on Friday night, ISM. There we go. That's So I've fed that LED through there. I don't know how far through it's supposed to go, but it's been fed through there. I'm just feeling for any sharp edges, but these Ban Dai kits are so well made, you just very rarely you cut them off the sprue, and as long as you take your time and you're careful, half the time there is no burring or raised edge that needs removing. So C2, what's that? What?
Dr. Sprue was saying how he loves the channels, John's, Ivan's, Simon, so many good muddlers. And then he put, and of course the king of UMP, Paul's channels with ISN.
Yeah.
Steve said MiG-31 and 21 on way, been doing some test spraying in my modified spray booth. Mrs. is made up as because it's so focused there is no smell around the house. Well done, Steve. Because the smell drives me insane.
Well, I have got a unit, I just don't use it all the time. Right, and then we've got that's going to go, that goes up there, I guess. I think that's right. Ah, no, got it the wrong way. So that clips up there. With this tiny piece at the bottom, which is going to clip into.
Ooh, Dr. Sprue says testers make a no-smell plastic glue, Mrs. Sprue.
Oh, I can't
Not
imagine.
that great, but it holds okay.
Yeah, I can't imagine it'd be very good. Right, that's. There we go, and that snaps down. So we've assembled what appears to be the rear engine. And to be honest, I'm not sure whether that needs painting before it snaps together. Let's just put it together for now. Right, so, and then that's going to feed all the way through. It goes through D17. Find D17. What's everyone building at the moment? I'm eagerly waiting a MiG-21 build, which starts the beginning of February. I really can't wait to start that. Looking forward to that one. I've got an awesome MiG-21 Profi pack to build. soon as I can get on that, the better.
The guys are saying how modelling's helped them. Like Dr. Sprue is recovering from a stroke, and it's helped him. Rob said he had to retire earlier at an accident which left him in the same-ish situation as a few of your friends. Modelling brought me from the edge.
Yeah, it's true. It helps. Well, there's models for heroes. Which really sort of benefit. They do a lot of work for soldiers and that, and PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, for those that have been in battle.
Dr. Sprue said he's still working on a Jupiter C rocket and no Peregrine kit.
Excellent. Jupiter.
A Jupiter C rocket.
I've never heard of one of those before, model-wise.
And he said models for heroes is wonderful.
Yeah. Yeah, it has to be said, they do a fantastic service. Right. Trying to keep that down. That's going to slide into there. That is going to slide into that. Got to be careful I don't nip the wire now. Yeah. Yeah, that's where the wire is going to get nipped in there. Let's see if I can. Yeah, I think what's happening is the wires just getting, it's not going around that bend there, which is where I need it to be. There we go, let's get that back up.
The Jupiter C was put out by Glencore Models in the 90s.
There we go, that's gone on fine. And we've got this end section.
That's not nice.
Does that go all the way through? No, it doesn't. And then finally, the little caps that I made last week. They go over the end like so. We just feed that through there. And just clip that on there. And there we should have an engine light in the back there.
Steve said he's got his MRP paints on the way for the big build.
Yeah, MRP paints. Yeah, I really like them. I've got a small selection, not many, mainly the metals. I hope to get some more, but to be honest, from what I'm seeing at the moment, I'm veering more towards buying these. These rattle cans, and I know of late, I don't know many people if they've heard this, there's been some concern over paints, the quality of the materials being used and the color matching. There's, you know, certain paints declare that they color match. I'm not going to go into that because I don't know how it's done or who does what, but apparently some of these paints seem or appear to be slightly out. And I know that I've been looking at these for a long time, these rattle cans that Tamiya do. And I know that Paul rates these highly. And so do many other people. They really rate these highly as spray cans. Not for spraying from the can, but decanting into a smaller tub, letting them gas off, and then using them in an airbrush. And apparently this is such a high quality paint, much better than anything we're buying, and I'm really tempted to go down this line now and start buying these in instead of MRPs, or maybe in addition to certain MRPs, but we'll wait and see. I do intend to do a demonstration of decanting. I've never done it before. I'm hoping to do a live demonstration of it, so we'll all learn at the same time. I'm not going to practice and then come along, and because that's the whole ethos of this channel.
Rob said they are great. You just spray from the can and can't fault it.
Right.
Dr. Sprue said those Tamiya rattle cans are great though and easy to use. I'm stuck in the garage and don't have good spray yet.
So yeah, so I'm seriously considering starting to get these in instead of and apparently you get more money for your paint as well. More paint for your money, that's it. So it's a serious contender for all the big names out there. So I just thought I'd add that quickly. Oh, it's 9:25. So I'll tell you what, I think I'm going to call it a day there, or a night even, and we'll call it Wednesday night. And leave it at that, I think. Yeah, I don't really want to go on much more. I hope you've enjoyed tonight's live stream. I've enjoyed it. It's been good. I've enjoyed doing a bit more of the X-wing and sharing my thoughts with you on various topics. And I hope you've all had a good time chatting amongst yourselves and watching the builds, and offering your support and encouragement to Angela on her build. I thank everyone for that. And I look forward to seeing you all next week. Don't forget, next week it's an important day. Wednesday night, 8 o'clock, we've got Gilbert Mondragon coming in. He will be live on here doing a demonstration. So please mark that one on your calendar. Be nice if we could get quite a few people in here to make him feel welcome. And I will see you all then. So bye for now.